Entonces, vamos a ver. En cuestión de fecha de término, que de una vez lo ponemos, ¿sí? Que lo vamos a manejar para el día miércoles 9, ¿sí? A las 11:59, ¿te parece?
Ok, profe.
Ya quedó establecido.
Ok.
¿Sale? Así ya no tienes problemas.
Ok, profe.
¿Sale? Y así las vamos a manejar todas, ¿vale?
Ok, profe. Gracias.
Vale, pues, bueno. Y bueno, ya una vez que concluimos esta parte, esta sección, pues vamos a switcharnos en lo que es nuestra primera clase, ¿sale? Entonces, vamos a cambiar de pantalla, ¿sí? Ok, ya estamos aquí. Y vamos a dar inicio a nuestra sesión, nuestra primera clase del día de hoy. ¿Ok? Bueno, aquí ya tenemos todo, ¿vale? Y here you have a picture, yes? Now, I want you to see the picture, yes? And tell me, what can you see in this photograph? Can you describe the photograph, please?
Trabajo. Bueno, están estudiando, ¿no?
Okay, there are 3 students studying. There are 3 students studying. Where are they? In the office, in the school, in the library? Where are they? In what place? In the cafeteria, at the school? Where are they?
Ok. Están estudiando.
Where are they? In what place are they? In the cafeteria, at the school, in the restaurant?
Cyber.
They are in the
Café.
Okay, they are in a cyber cafe. They are having some refreshments, no? Look, they have like this these things on the table, no? There is a glass of soda here. Here we have a glass of water. So they are in the cafeteria, no? They are at the school. They are in the cafeteria at the school. If we analyze the situation, well, they are in the cafeteria at the school. Yes. Now, we're going to talk about recent past actions. Yes, actions that occur in a recent past, and these actions are finished, are completed. Okay. Now, in this case, these 3 friends have, the 3 friends have worked in the cafeteria recently. Okay?
Okay.
So the 3 of them, we say the 3 of them have worked in the cafeteria recently. Okay? Now, notice that I am using a recent past activity. They have used their computers in the cafeteria lately. Okay, good. Now, the girl here, where I am pointing, she has written information in her agenda. Yes, there is a brown agenda on the table. Yes, so she has written information in her agenda recently. Okay, and look, this other girl has taken notes in her notebook today. Okay. Okay. Now look, this other girl has typed information in her computer this morning. Okay. Now, notice how I am organizing the information. Yes, the 3 friends, or they, I can say they, have joined at the cafeteria at college. College is at university. They have joined at college today. Okay? Notice that I am using this information today. So it's early in the morning. So probably they have just finished the activities and they return to their classes. Okay? So, well, all these activities are completed. Yes? We can say, if we give names, this person's name is Sarah. Sarah has written notes in her agenda, yes, this morning. So, and I am establishing, yes, an open period of time, yes. Well, this morning is still, it's 9:29, yes, it's 9:30. So we are still using this morning, okay? But the actions are completed, yes? So this morning started at 7, 8, 9, so it's 9:30, okay? And probably the action is over, it's finished. We don't have the specific time when the action finished, okay? We can say this, Pam, yes, Pam is the one who's wearing glasses. Pam, we can say Pam has typed information in her laptop lately. Excuse me, boss. You have a text message. So here we have this information. Notice how I am expressing recent past activities. Okay, I am considering lately, the time expression. So, but we don't know the specific time when the action occurred. Yes, I say lately, but I don't know if it was yesterday, if it was this morning at 7, if it was 2 days ago. I don't know the specific time. Okay? So now, Susan is the girl in the middle. Yes, Susan is the girl in the middle. So we can say that Susan has taken notes in her notebook this month or this week. This week. Now, I want you to pay attention to this information. Okay? Now, if we analyze, we have some information here. Yes? So this information indicates some time adverbs like today, this morning, lately, and this week. Okay? These time adverbs does not indicate when the action exactly occurred. Okay? I don't have the specific time when the actions occurred. So I have these actions are completed. Okay? So this structure, or the name of this structure, is present perfect. Present perfect because I have my auxiliary verb have and my verb in past participle. This is a regular verb. Yes, I have, depending on the person, Sarah has, and then I have the past participle of my verb, has written. I have Pam has typed. Okay, this is a regular verb. And I say Susan, yes, Susan has taken notes. Notice that I am using my auxiliary verbs, have or has, depending on the person, plus my verb in past participle.
Es el verbo, por decir, bueno, el have joined, el has with, el has tied y el has taken es la acción, bueno, es lo que están haciendo, ¿no?
Is the structure.
La
The
estructura.
name, okay, the concept of this structure, is present perfect. Yes, finished recent past actions. Okay, actions that have been completed in a recent past. Recent past activities that are finished. Okay, now let's pay attention. Okay, you can take notes later with the video, yes, or you can take screenshots if you want. If you are using a laptop, a PC, a desktop, you can take a screenshot and save the information in a Word document or in a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, as you prefer. ¿Me entendiste? Did you understand, Salvador? Porque como que veo que...
Sí.
¿Sí?
Es que, bueno, estaba, pues, bueno, la última es la acción, ¿no? O donde están. Y estaba viendo, pero todo se repite con el, bueno, es has, bueno, este es el verbo, es la acción, ¿no?
Okay, depending on the person, you have or has, ¿sí? Have para I, I, you, we, you, and they. I have. Has for he, she, and it. Okay? Now, we are going to check this in detail. Okay? So, let's take a look at the following. Okay? Now, let me clean up this mess. So that we start analyzing this. Okay, now pay attention to the following information. Yes, so we're going to analyze, yes, this structure in detail. How we are going to talk about recent past actions? Okay, present perfect is the name of the structure, the grammar. The concept is recent past activities. That is the concept. Recent past activities. Okay. Well, if we're talking about recent past activities, we are going to remember the activities that the friends, they did in the cafeteria. They have joined in the cafeteria, yes, at college today. Yes, they have discussed their homework in the cafeteria this morning. We say that she has done online research. She has done online research, yes, for her homework today. She has laughed a lot this morning. Yes, she has laughed. Look at this girl. She's yes, she's laughing. Okay, so they have because I am talking about three people. They have laughed a lot in the cafeteria today. Okay, now if we analyze the present perfect, we refer to recent past activities. Now this is very important. When we work with recent past activities, we have the specific use of this structure. First, we need to analyze the verbs in simple form, okay? The verbs in simple form, we have this list of verbs, 10 verbs here, and I want you to analyze, yes, and we are going to discuss the verbs in English, yes? So, finish, what is the past participle of finish? is a regular verb. Finished. Repeat, finished. Finished. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you.
Finish.
Okay. Past participle of see?
Sí.
Seen. Okay,
Sí.
we are going to practice. This is the present. See? The past participle, seen.
Sin.
Okay, finish, finished.
Finish.
Okay,
Seen.
finish, repeat, finish,
Finish.
finished,
Finish.
finished.
Finish.
Let's make the sound of a T at the end. Finished.
Finish. Finish. ¿Sí, no?
Finished. Finished.
Finish. Finish.
Finished. Okay. So the past participle of this verb is finished. Let me see. Am I in this? Okay, finished. We use the ed ending, and the pronunciation is with a letter T. Yes, so the pronunciation is with a T at the end, the sound of a T. So we say finish is in present. Okay, finished is in past participle. Remember that we are working with the third column of the list of verbs. Finished. Okay.
Finish.
Okay, then we have see. Seen, the past participle. See, seen.
Sin. Sin.
See, seen. Go,
This.
gone. Repeat. Go, gone. Go, gone.
Go. Gone.
Have, had.
Go. Gone.
Have, had.
Have.
Have,
Have. Have.
has.
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 Had.
Okay. Meet, met.
Meet.
Met.
Met.
Call, calls.
Call.
Calls.
Calls.
Okay. Fall,
Fall. Foiler.
fallen.
Foiler.
Fallen. Fallen.
Foilen.
Do, done.
Do. Done.
Okay. Know, known.
Note.
Know,
No.
known.
Note.
Know, known.
No. Known.
Okay. Fly, flown.
Flying. Flown.
Fly, flown.
Flying. Flown.
Okay, good. Now, the next one. Notice, come,
Come.
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 Okay. Study,
Study.
studieth,
Studied.
studieth.
Studied.
Okay, here we have the pronunciation with D, studieth.
Studied.
Okay, well, let me just studieth. It's like the end D, studieth. Stay, stayed,
Stayed.
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 Begin, begun,
Being. Be good.
Begun.
Be good. Good.
begun,
Be good.
begun, begun.
Be gone.
Okay, then we have start, started,
Starting.
started.
Started.
Okay. Write, written.
Right. Written.
Okay. G, no. You say
Written.
right. You don't pronounce the W. The W is not pronounced. It's right, written.
Right, written.
Okay. Gr, no. Gr, right, written.
Right, written.
Written. Okay. Eat, eaten.
Eaten.
Cut, cut.
Cut.
No, could no. Cut. Cut, cut. Okay, good.
Okay.
Breathe, breath.
Red.
Breath. Okay, the past participle is pronounced like the color. Read, red. Red. The spelling is the same, but the pronunciation is different in present and in past participle. Read, red.
Okay.
Okay. Be, been.
Been.
Arise, arisen.
Arise,
arisen.
Arisen.
Okay, beat, beaten.
Beaten.
Okay, breathe, breath.
Breathe, breath.
Breathe, breath.
Breathe, breath.
Dig, dog. Dig, dog.
Dog, okay.
Dog. Dig, dog.
Dog.
Okay, freeze,
No.
frozen.
Freeze,
frozen. Okay. Let. Quit. Okay. Run.
Runs.
Run. Okay, speak, spoken.
Spoken.
Break, broken.
Broken.
Okay, these are regular and irregular verbs. Okay, so we have the past participle of these verbs. The first list is in present. The second option is in past participle. Okay, when we work with recent past actions, we use the past participle of my verbs plus the combination of have or has, depending on the person. Yes? Okay, now you have to study this information, these verbs, in the list or from the list that I am going to give you. Yes? So, but it's important that you practice the correct pronunciation, to practice the correct form of the verbs in present and the past participle. Okay? Now, let's continue. So, in the activities that we are going to analyze, let me clean up this information. So we continue advancing. So to the next page. So, well, this is very important. When we work with recent past activities, we have to follow a form. Yes, let's say the form that we need to consider when we work with the present perfect. Remember, present perfect means recent past activities. So can you help me reading when we use the present perfect or how we form?
We form the present perfect with the auxiliary.
We need person, plus have, plus the verb in past participle, plus my complement. Example. If I am talking about one person, my auxiliary is not have. In this case, I, we, you, and they have. Okay? I, you, we, and they have. He, she, and it has. So person plus has plus my verb in past participle plus my complement. Okay? Examples. Here we have regular verbs. Regular verbs, like other past participle form of the verbs, with finish with D or with ED to form the past with regular verbs. Okay? Example. I have this idea. Let's say I have Susan, Susan, and I. Well, let's say Susan and I have, using the first example, two person, two people. We have Susan, that is this person, and I as a teacher. Okay, so we say they have, or we have, because I am included. Yes, we have practice. Practice. Notice that the verb finishes in E. If my verb finishes in E, that is the case, I form the past participle by adding D. Yes, to make the past participle. I only add letter D to have the verb in past participle because my verb has finished in E. Practice. So practice. English. We say English at school. At school today. Okay. So the idea here is that I want you to pay close attention to the form of the verb, regular verb. I form the past participle adding letter D when the verb finishes in E. Okay? Now, my verb finishes in E. Practice. Practice. The past participle, I just add a letter D. Practiced to form the past participle. Have practiced. Okay? Now, a verb that finishes with ED. Pay attention. Yes? I have another idea. Let's say like Susan. Susan has, yes, and says work.
Work it.
Work. So I form the past participle by adding ed. Has worked.
Work it.
Has worked. The pronunciation is worked. Has worked. In the office this week. Okay. Susan has worked in the office this week. Now, notice that I have the two options or the two examples. Yes, using regular verbs. Regular verbs that finish with E form the past participle by adding letter D. Normal verbs, or the most of the regular verbs, finish with ed in the past participle and the past and past participle. Okay? So now this is very important. Yes, pay attention to this. So I am going to highlight this this information so that we can visualize correct. Okay? So we say.
Aquí en la segunda donde puso Susan de has the working in the, ¿por qué N antes del, aquí está, no, en 10, the working.
Okay, this is an error.
Okay. Okay.
That is an error. I mistyped. Okay, that is an error. So don't pay attention to that. Okay, so Susan has worked in the office. So in the office this week. Sorry, I mistyped that. No, don't consider the letter N. Okay. Okay, good. Now, notice that I have formed the past participle of regular verbs with D or with ED, depending on the verb. Okay. So if my verb already finished with E, I am going to add only letter D. That is the case of practice. The verb has already finished with E. The verb finishes with E.
It.
So I am just adding a letter D to form the past participle. Practiced.
Practice.
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 Okay. Good. Now, this is very easy. Okay. So let me just erase this part. Wrong. Okay. Let me see. Okay, now this. Well, then we have the information. Okay. Now, this is very important. Yes, when my verb finishes in E, I only add letter D to make the past participle. If my verb finishes in any other letter that is not E, then my past participle is formed with adding ED. That is the case. Now, here we have some examples, okay? Now, let's take a look at these ideas. So pay attention to this. So here we have this, we have the regular verbs, okay? So when we have, for example, arrive. Arrive has already finished with E, okay? The past and the past participle are formed with D or with ED. Which one? What is the correct? ED or D? The past and the past participle.
ED, ¿no?
ED.
ED.
Sure?
Donde
Ya termina con E.
arribit. Sería. No, sería la D. D.
Ok, D.
Sería arribit.
Arrived. Entonces, el pasado participio, the past participle is formed with adding letter D in the past and the past participle. Yes, because my verb has already finished with E.
Pero, no sé, bueno, arribit y arribit no es, bueno, los últimos dos no es igual. Arribit.
Yes, it's the same, but it's simple past and past participle.
Okay.
¿Sí? En los verbos regulares, tanto el pasado como el pasado participio es igual. ¿Sí?
Okay.
Entonces, cuando ya el verbo termina en E, lo que voy a hacer es agregar una D para formar el pasado y el pasado participio. Okay. Now, the next, work.
Work.
E or D,
Working.
ED. So we have
working.
ED.
ED y work.
And worked. Okay. Now, the difference between regular and irregular verbs is that irregular verbs often have different past participle. Example, we have the verb do. What is the past?
Do.
The past?
Do.
The past? Did.
Yeah. Okay.
The past participle?
Did.
The past participle?
Do.
Done.
So, did, done.
Exactly. We have do, did, and done. Present, past, and past participle.
Yeah.
Okay? Present, past, and past participle. Now, it's very important that you pay attention to this information, okay? So, irregular verbs often have different past participle. Irregular verbs. Regular verbs, yes, have similar past participle. Past and past participle are similar. Yes, but irregular verbs, they have their own past participle. It's not exactly the same. They are different. Okay? Now, go is in present. What is the past?
Goes.
Goes is in present. The past?
Gone.
Where?
What?
We,
Well,
went, okay. The past participle?
went, go, went y went con
Gone. Gone.
con,
Gone.
gone.
Okay.
Okay.
Go, went, gone.
Go, went, gone.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, notice how important is it that we already know the verbs in present, past, and past participle. Ve la importancia que tenemos en manejar los verbos en presente, pasado y pasado participio. ¿Sí?
Okay. Sí.
Con esa estructura, ¿sí? Siempre vamos a manejar los verbos en pasado participio.
Siempre se maneja igual, ¿no? La misma estructura siempre se va a manejar para el pasado participio y el, bueno, en este caso el pasado, ¿no? Perfecto.
¿Sale?
Okay.
Okay. So we say, depending on the person,
Has.
he, she, and it. ¿Sí? Okay, let's type the pronouns. Okay. A ver, ¿qué pronombres personales van con has?
Pues es para una sola, ¿no? Sería she,
Him. ¿Cuál más?
she,
She. And
he, she, gone. No, it,
it.
he,
Okay.
she, it.
Exactly. Con estas personas, he, she, and it, vamos a trabajar con has.
Okay.
¿Sí? Ok. Acá, what personal pronouns we use here? We have.
Those.
¿A qué personas voy a poder utilizar con have?
Those.
No. The first person. Person.
Caray.
Your girlfriend pinches you. Así. ¿Cómo dices cuando te pellizcan?
Ay.
Okay. So I. Person. I. Then.
Ay. He. No es cierto. Sería do.
¿A quién estoy señalando?
A mí no.
Ok. Entonces es.
Yo.
You. Ok. Después. You and I. What is the pronoun? You and I. ¿Qué pronombre me sustituye you and I?
You can. ¿Sí, no?
No.
When, why?
We.
Ya. La contra, ok.
Ok.
You, we.
Si digo Susan, Patty, and Sam. Substitution for Patty. Susan and Sam.
You, we. Yo. To take.
They. Ellas o ellos. They.
Okay. Entonces, para dos va a ser he, you, we, they. Y para uno es he, she, it.
No, pero acuérdate, tenemos dos you. You in singular and you in plural. Tú y ustedes, que es you. You en singular, tú. You en plural, ustedes.
No hay otro, no se puede como.
Ellos.
Ya.
They, ellos. So notice we have these people. These people are different. So whenever you have these personal pronouns, yes, you use have. Okay? You use have with I, you, we, you, and they. Have plus the verb in past participle plus the complement. You can substitute I for example, me. I have. Yes? When you talk about the first person, I have done my homework today. Yes? You have done your homework today. But if I say in plural, we, you and I, we have done our homework today. Okay? Then we have you in plural. You, ustedes, you have done the dishes today. Ustedes han lavado los platos hoy. You have done the dishes today. Okay, you have washed the dishes today. But if I say they have done the dishes today, ellos han lavado los platos hoy. Ellos, they. You, ustedes. We, nosotros. You, tú. I, yo. Okay, now, this is always the same. Auxiliary, the same combination, have, plus my verbs in past participle, past participle, past participle, past participle. Okay? He, she, and it, always with the auxiliary has, plus the verb in past participle. Okay? Right, yes. Worked, done, gone. Okay? Now, this is very important that you analyze it clearly. Problems with this? ¿Le quieres tomar una captura de pantalla?
Ya, profe, ya lo hice.
Okay, good. Now, this is very important. Don't forget, okay? Let me clean up the mess. Okay, that's it. Let's continue. Okay, so this formula, this formula is very important so that we will know how to form complete ideas. Yes? So, let's continue. If we continue analyzing our presentation, then we have this. Yes, the uses of the present perfect. Remember that we have the concept for recent past activities. Now, when we use the present perfect, can you read it, please?
When you use the present perfect for a study,
we use the present perfect for a
situation.
Okay, so we use the present perfect for a situation. Okay, now a situation
that starting in the past and continues to the present perfect. No.
Okay, to the present. So it's the past perfect is a recent past activity. Remember, that means that it's a situation that started in the past and continues up to the present, up to this moment. When we are speaking, the action continues. Okay? But the action only continues up to the present, but probably it won't continue in the future. That is for sure. The action is terminated, yes, in a recent past activity. Now, pay attention. What profession is this?
As a fact.
Okay, so it's flight attendant.
Okay.
Flight attendant.
Flight
attendant.
Attendant.
Okay, so let's say flight. It is a flight.
Flight. Attendant.
Flight attendant.
Flight attendant.
That is her profession. She's a flight attendant. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Now, let's continue analyzing this situation. Okay? Now, she's a flight attendant, but let's say, in the idea that we are talking about actions that started in the past and continues up to the present, yes, so we are going to analyze the situation of a flight attendant. Yes, I say notice, I have, because I am talking about the first person. I have known Kumiko since we were at the university. She was my classmate. She studied with me at the university. Yes, so the idea is I have known Kumiko. Kumiko is her name. Okay, so I have known Kumiko since we were at university together. I became an English teacher and she became a flight attendant. We studied together at the university. Okay? And I have known Kumiko. Okay? I have known Kumiko since we were at the university. So long time ago. Yes? Another idea. So Kumiko, her job is to fly in airplanes. Okay? So we say, Kumiko has flown in airplanes many times. Okay, she has worked. She has worked in aviation all her life. Kumiko has worked in aviation all her life. She has flown in airplanes, Boeing. She has flown in Boeing airplanes all her life. Yes.
Si nada más lo dijera como she has worked in aviation and her life, está mal, ¿no?
Yes. All her life. So it's complete idea. Okay, so these are some of the actions that started in a recent past activity for Kumiko. Yes? Or for example, I said all her life. That means, yes, since we graduated from the university, yes, Kumiko has worked in aviation, yes, for many years. Notice that I am changing all her life for many years. And the idea is also correct. But for example, if I want to be more specific, she has worked in aviation since 1999. Now I have an exact point when Kumiko started working in aviation. She started working in aviation since 1999. Yes, we were classmates at university. Now, let's analyze this. So we use
the present perfect to talk about series of the action
up to the present. Okay, so we use the present perfect, this structure. We use the present perfect, yes, to talk about series of actions up to the present. Series of actions. Yes, this is very important. Series of actions. These actions that started in the past and continues to the present. This is one situation. This is one concept. This is another concept. Series of actions. That means repetitive actions. Pay attention to these examples. Yes. What country is this? What country is this?
España.
Spain. Okay, but in English. Spain. Okay. Now, Kumiko has visited Spain many times. Yes, Kumiko has visited Spain many times. So, we can say many times or several times. The actions have been repeated. Since she started working in aviation, oops, I lost the number of times. Yes, I lost the number of times that she has visited Spain in her life. Yes, so the action occurred several times. So Kumiko says, I have visited Spain several times. I have. This is the information that she says. I have visited Spain several times. So if I am reporting, I say Kumiko has visited Spain several times. Notice that I am substituting the person. She. Have for has. She has visited Spain several times. She has worked in aviation all her life. She has worked in aviation, yes, for 5 years or for 20 years, because she started in 1999. We are 2002, for more than 20 years. Okay. Now, here we have this. All these countries that are marked in green, in color green, are the places that Kumiko has visited in her life, in all her life, when she started working in aviation. Okay. Now, notice how many countries she has visited. All North America, part of South America, yes. Most of actions in Europe, yes, in Russia. Then we have some countries in Europe, Asia, Africa, and Australia.
¿Me espera tantito, profe? Es que ya se va a apagar, déjame poner mi cargador, espérame tantito.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now, these are the places in green that Kumiko has visited, yes, in all her life, working for the aviation. Yes, she works for Iberia. Okay. Now, we say Kumiko or she has made many trips around the world. She has made many trips around the world. Notice that she has visited many countries. Yes. So we say that she, Kumiko, has made many trips around the world. Okay. All around. Okay. Now, this is very important. When we talk about repeated series of actions, well, these are actions that are repeated for many times in your life. How many times have you gone to the office or have you gone to the workshop? ¿Cuántas veces has ido al taller esta semana? How many times?
Diario no.
We say Salvador has gone to the workshop many times this week. Many times this week. Pay attention. Salvador has gone to the workshop many times. We say like this, many times or several times this week. Many times here. Muchas veces. Many times.
Many times. Okay.
Muchas veces. Salvador has gone to the workshop many times this week. How many times have you taken a shower this year? ¿Cuántas veces has tomado un baño este año?
Diario.
Many times or several times. Salvador has taken a shower in her house several times. Salvador has taken a shower in her house several times. Okay? Taking English classes. How many times have you taken English classes? How many times have you taken English classes, Salvador?
Se me fue un poco el internet, pero ¿qué pasó?
Okay. How many times have you taken English classes this year? You, Salvador. How many times have you taken English classes this year?
Diario, ¿no?
No, yes, but if you don't know the specific number, you say many times, many times, or, yes, you can say several times. More ideas can be a few times. ¿Sí? Pocas veces, muchas veces o demasiadas veces. Okay? So we can use a few times, many times, or several times. Demasiadas veces. Okay? So if you don't know the exact number of times, so you say an approximation. Okay? Now, pay attention to the following example, Salvador. So, in the following idea, yes, so well, we're going to analyze or continue analyzing the information about Kumiko, okay? So, here we go. So, in general, we say, let me just put this in highlights in blank. Okay, so in general, the present perfect connects the past with the present. Yes, the first two cases are life up to now. In these first two cases are life up to now. Yes, in the second cases is that the action has been repeated, yes, in a series of actions. Okay. Aquí las acciones se han repetido. Hay series de acciones repetidas. ¿Sí? Bueno, Kumiko ha visitado España demasiadas veces. Sí, ya le perdí la cuenta, ya no sé. In this, ella ha hecho muchos viajes alrededor del mundo. Si vemos el mapa, many countries in green, she has visited. Okay? Now, here we are describing series of actions. See? And here we are describing actions that started in the past and continue in the present. Okay? In a recent past activity. Okay? Take another screenshot, Salvador.
Espera.
Tómale captura de pantalla para que lo tengas.
Voy nada más que como que se quita y se pone la pantalla. Bueno, sí. Ahí está.
Ahí.
Ahí está, profe. Listo.
Ready. Okay, now let's continue analyzing the presentation. Okay, let me just clean up this mess so that we continue working with our presentation. Okay, in the next activity or the next ideas that we are going to analyze, see, is continue analyzing the uses of the present perfect. The next use of the present perfect.
We use the present perfect for past the event that has a present result. Result.
So a past event that occurred in the past, but that is affecting me in the present with a present result. Okay? Now, this action occurred in the past and in the present is affecting me now. Now, pay attention to this. So, what is this? What is this profession?
Secret?
No. What profession is that? She's working with calculator, many papers. She's accountant. Okay? She's an accountant. Okay? Accountant. Okay, very good. So she's an accountant.
Accountant.
She's an accountant. Okay, now let's analyze this information. She is my accountant. Yes, I have to make declarations to the SAT. Yes, and she's my accountant. Okay, now let's analyze this situation. I need to pay my taxes, the IVA, the ISR, all these taxes. I don't do the calculations. I give the invoices to my accountant, and the accountant calculates how much I am going to pay in taxes. Okay? So this is a past action. Yes? I pay taxes, but to pay my taxes, I need to do the calculus first. But I never do calculus. That is not something I do. That is the work of my accountant. Okay? Okay. So let's analyze this. Yes? The first idea is I have given my invoices. So I say I have, this girl has looked for their invoices, the clients. She says, I have lost their invoice. See? I have lost their invoice. Have you seen my invoice? I cannot have it. My invoice, what is my invoice? What is my invoice? Oops, I am looking all over and I don't find the invoice. See? I lost the invoice. So you say, I have lost their invoice. This is the idea from her. Okay? Dice, he perdido su factura. Oops. See? So at this moment, she's doing the calculus, but one invoice is not present in the folder or in the binder. She says, I have lost the invoice. These actions occur, yes, at certain period of time in the past. And it has a present result. Yes, a present result. She cannot complete the calculus because she's missing one invoice. You say, I can find it anywhere. Yes, I am looking for, she's looking for the invoice in different places in her desk, and she cannot find the invoice. So, now look, this is the office of her boss. Yes, her boss says, okay, Sarah, I need to check the accounting for the teacher Frank. Yes, and the boss, oops, is calling her. Hey, do you have the information ready? And she says, no, boss, I don't have the information ready. I have lost their invoice and I can't find it anywhere. The action that occurred in the past is she lost the invoice. At the present time, she cannot find it anywhere. Yes, she cannot find the invoice. Now, the boss is in his office, and he's going to go and see me. We have a date this afternoon. Let's say, he's calling his secretary. Hey, can you call a taxi because I sent my car to the mechanic. My car is broken. Can you call me a taxi and call me and inform me when the taxi arrives? Let's analyze what action occurred first. The first idea is she calls, the secretary called for a taxi service. Okay, she has called the taxi. Okay, or she calls for the taxi. Now, the taxi is outside the office waiting for the boss, and she calls the boss, hey, your taxi has arrived. Your taxi has arrived. See you soon. Have a safe journey. This is the information from the secretary. Your taxi has arrived. Su taxi ha llegado. See you soon. Nos vemos luego. Have a safe journey. Tenga buen viaje. Okay? Notice. The first action. Hey, Susie, call a taxi. I need to go out. I need the service from a taxi. I sent my car to the mechanic. Yes? So, well, we say the recent past activity, your taxi has arrived. That is the moment when Susie informed the boss that the taxi was outside the office. Hey, boss, your taxi has arrived. See you soon again, or see you again soon. Have a safe journey. This is the idea from Susie. Okay, now, in this idea, we use a present result of a past action. Yes, the past action is Susie called for a service or called for a taxi, or we can say the boss ordered a taxi. The secretary called for a taxi. These actions occur in the past with a present result. The present result is the taxi has arrived. Okay? Now, this is when we use the present perfect for a past event that has a present result. Yes, we have a present result at this moment. Okay? Do you want to take another screenshot?
Listo.
Done. Okay, good. So, well, now another use. Okay? So, can you read it, please?
The notice, the time with the present perfect T. The time period is not definite or not definite.
Definite. So here we have the period of time when we use the present perfect is not finished. And is not definite. Let's take a look. For this reason, we use some time adverbs. Let's say, what profession is this? The one that you have it here.
Listen. No. Accountant.
Okay. It's an accountant. It's also an accountant. Yes. Now, in accounting, he says, you know, I graduated in the year 2000. It's 2002. Yes. So since I finished college, since I finished university, I started working as an accountant. Okay. And I say, I have worked in accounting all my life. Yes, I have worked in accounting all my life. He trabajado en contabilidad toda mi vida. Yes, I have worked in accounting all my life. So that means that since he finished college, since he finished university, he started working in accounting. Okay, so the action in this point, at this moment, the action is not finished. We are talking about the present. Yes, probably the action will continue. He will continue working in accounting, yes, until he dies. We don't know. Probably he decides to retire at this moment, and the action is not going to continue. Okay? But in this case, the action is not finished. Okay? Now, in this case, I continue to work in accounting, probably until I get the age for a retirement. Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, so if we say going back, so here the action is not finished. Probably he will continue working in accounting until he decided to retire. Yes, when he gets 60 years old, 65 years, 70 years, probably he will continue working all the rest of his life, but we don't know. So in the example of the female accountant, she says, I have lost the invoice. So with this action, is no definite time. It's not definite action. Yes, so the time was not given. In the idea, I have lost the invoice. Yes, but when? We don't know. ¿Cuándo ha perdido la factura? No sabemos. ¿Cuándo la perdió? No los dice. In the example, the time when the action occurred is not mentioned. So I just know that that she has lost the invoice. Yo solo sé que ella ha perdido la factura o su factura, ¿sí? But she didn't mention the time. So no time is given, no time given. Now, he is a pilot, okay? He's the boss of Kumiko. Kumiko is the flight attendant, okay? So Peter is the pilot. And Peter, the same as Kumiko, yes? He says, I have visited Spain many times. Yes, he's the pilot, he's the boss of Kumiko. Yes, so he says, I have visited Spain many times. He has his passport in hand. If he opens his passport, he will have a lot of seals of the times that he has visited Spain. Okay, many seals. So in this case, in this example, the time, it says I not definite. The time is not definite, so no time is given to. So we just know that he has visited Spain many times, but we don't know if last month, last year, this weekend, this week, we don't know the specific period of time. That's why we don't use a definite time. We don't use a definite time because no time is given. Now, in the example, here we have this notice. Notice that with the present perfect, the period of time is not finished or not definite. Yes? So with the present perfect, we don't give an exact time when the actions occur. Okay? We know that the actions occur lately, recently, many times, yes, or the actions have occurred, but we don't know specifically when. Now, before we continue, take another screenshot for this. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, good. Now, in the next, let's analyze the time adverbs. When we work with the present perfect, we need to analyze the time adverbs. Time adverbs are like already, yet, ever, and never. Okay, so these time adverbs are combined with the present perfect. Notice, here we have a yacht. Okay, in this yacht, well, it's very expensive to have one of those luxuries. Yes, can you have a yacht? Can you buy a yacht, Salvador? Can you
Yes.
can you have a yacht? Can you buy a yacht? Can you buy a yacht?
Money? The money?
Well, no. Can you buy a yacht? ¿Puedes
Can
comprar
you-
un yate?
No,
No,
no.
of course not. It's very expensive, no? Okay,
Much
now
less.
we use ever and never to talk about life experience. ¿Sí? Ahora, si yo te pregunto, ¿alguna vez has viajado en yate? Have you ever, notice, have you ever,
Have
yes,
you ever
traveled by yacht? Have you ever traveled by yacht? ¿Alguna vez has viajado en yate?
No.
No, right? In this case, we use ever to talk about experience of life. ¿Sí? Cuando tú combinas la estructura con ever, ¿sí? Have you ever traveled by yacht? Estoy preguntando si alguna vez has tenido la experiencia de vida de viajar en yacht. Have you ever traveled by yacht or in a yacht? You say, no, teacher, I have never. So the response is never. No, I have never. Or no, I haven't ever. So you have two possibilities.
Ever or never?
Don't ever or I have never. Now, ever is used in questions. Yes? For example, have you ever worked in the USA? Have you ever worked in USA?
No.
No, you say, no, I have.
No, I have. No, I have never.
Never. Or, no, I haven't.
Ever.
Ever. So you have the two possibilities to answer with never or with ever. Yes? Now, let's analyze this. Here we say, have you ever worked abroad? Have you ever worked in the United States? So the idea is, no, I have never worked abroad. Or, no, I haven't ever worked abroad.
Haven't.
So the two answers are correct. One answer is with ever, and the other answer is with never. Never is a negative word. So it's an adverb of frequency. Negative.
No?
Yes. So we have the combination affirmative, negative. Here we have haven't is a negative, and ever is in affirmative. So we have the combination of negative, affirmative. So we cannot have two negatives. I cannot answer no, I never haven't, or no, I have ever. That is not correct. That is not correct. That is not possible. The two options are here. These are the two correct forms to answer this question. Have you ever taken drugs? Have you ever taken drugs, Salvador?
Drugs?
Have you ever consumed drugs?
Drugs, ¿qué era drugs?
Marihuana, cocaína, LSD.
No. No. Never.
No,
I never in
I
the
have.
drugs.
No, I have. Okay,
No, I have never. Never
consume drugs.
No.
Okay, very good. Or
no, I haven't never
ever
Haven't ever
Consumes
consumed
drugs.
drugs.
Okay, good. So if I make the question, have you ever been to the United States? Mhm. So you can say,
I've never.
I have never
Been to the United States.
United States.
United
Mhm.
States.
My question is, have you ever been to the United States? ¿Alguna vez has estado en los Estados Unidos? No. You say, I have never been to the United States.
Si fuera cerca, ¿cómo podría decir cerca?
I have been closed. I have been closed. Closed. Were you in Tijuana?
Yes.
Were you in Tijuana? The airport in what is it? Otay? In la meseta de Otay? The other part is United States. We have the border across from the street. So that is closed. You have been closed, but not in the United States. Okay, good. So we say, in your life up to now, you haven't been to the United States, or you have never been to the United States in your life up to now, up to this moment. Yes? Now, a question with ever in the present perfect is often followed by an answer in the past simple. We have combined the structures, present perfect with a simple past structure. This refers to a completed time period. For example, pay attention to this. So, oops, here we have a city in Miami. In Miami, there is a club, a yacht club. I work in a yacht club in Miami when I was in the United States. I was in Florida, okay? And I worked in a yacht club. Well, now this is, listen, if you ask me, teacher, have you ever worked abroad? I can answer, yes. I worked last year in a yacht club in Miami. Last year. I am answering using the simple past. Yes, so you made the question, teacher, have you ever worked abroad? My answer is, my answer is, yes, I have worked for a bank in London. That was about 10
Ya no veo
years.
nada, profe, ya se puso nueva la pantalla.
¿Ya se puso qué? Okay, let me refresh the screen. Can you see it now? Yes, Salvador? Hello? Oops. Got disconnected. Okay, now let's continue. Yes? So in the next Canva, what we're going to do is we are going to continue analyzing the use of the present perfect with already and yet. Okay, so well, let's say we use this information when we talk about completed actions. Already is when the actions is already completed. If I say, okay, Salvador, have you already, and I use it in the question, have you already finished your major? Have you already finished your major? Yes or no? Yes or no?
No.
No. So, well, you say, we use already, yes, we use already in affirmative sentences to mean earlier than expected. So notice the position, okay? So here we have this idea. Yes, this is a different scenario. Yes. So the father, the daughter, and the mother. Yes. So the father asked the daughter, hey, have you told your mother about your grades? ¿Ya le dijiste a tu mamá acerca de tus calificaciones? ¿Sí? And the mother answered, no, she hasn't. She hasn't told anything yet. Or if the answer is affirmative, she can say, yes, she has already told me. So we have two possibilities, one in affirmative and the other in negative. So if the answer is in affirmative and is completed, we use already. Yes, so yes, she has already spoken to me. Now, if the answer is not completed, yes, so well, we use no. Now, this is another scenario. Pay attention. This is the chauffeur, and this is the car. Okay. Now, this is the father's car. Yes. Well, let's analyze the situation. Yes. This person is the owner of a company. Yes. He's the boss in a company. And his chauffeur is going to pick up these people from the airport. When the chauffeur arrived to the airport, these people was not there. These people weren't there. They decided to go to the hotel before the chauffeur arrived. Now they are in the hotel now. Yes, they are in the hotel now at this moment. So when the chauffeur arrived, they have left the airport. Okay, so the businessmen, yes, have already gone to the hotel when the chauffeur arrived. Okay. So when the chauffeur arrived, these people have already left. They have left. He has arrived late because of the traffic, and they decided to go to the hotel before the chauffeur arrived. Now, we can use this in an interrogative form, and we say also, this is a technician, he repairs computers. Okay, so the question is, has the technician already fixed the computer? Yes or no?
No.
No. He's still working in the computer. Exactly. So you say, now the students in the at the university, has the subjects been published by the teacher? What do you think? Yes or no? Look, they are like
Student.
no. Have the assignments at college already been given? ¿Ya les fueron dadas las asignaciones en la universidad a los alumnos?
No sé. Pues sí, already.
Yes, probably not. Yes, they have already. Yes, they have already. Yes, the assignments have already been given. Okay. Or now, if the answer is about the technician, is affirmative, has the technician already fixed the PC? We say, yes, he has already fixed the PC. If the answer is negative, we say, no, the technician hasn't, this is negative, hasn't finished or fixed the PC yet. We use yet because the action is not completed. Okay, so take another screenshot with this information so that you have the complete notes.
Moment. Ready.
Good. Okay, now let's continue. So, yet, we use this time adverb in questions and negative ideas. It means something hasn't happened or something hasn't been completed. Yes, but I expect it to happen. Yes, now let's pay attention to the position. Okay, now we have these two people. Yes, they are couple, they have been married for many years. Yes, and now they are talking about their wedding anniversary. Yes, but the father is talking to his daughter. Okay, the father is talking to his daughter about giving a surprise to the mother for her wedding anniversary. Okay, this is the situation. The father prepared a second honeymoon, yes, with his wife, but it's a surprise for his wife. So the only person who knows the secret is the daughter. Okay, so this is the situation. Have you spoken to her yet? The father is asking. Have you spoken to her yet? ¿Has hablado con ella? ¿Ya has hablado con ella? ¿Aún? Sí, pues, no, todavía no. ¿Sabe? So you say, so she hasn't spoken to me. The mother says, hey, she hasn't spoken to me. The question, have you spoken to her yet? The question is for the father. Yes, to the daughter, in front of the mother. And the mother answered, she hasn't spoken to me yet. So the action is not completed. She hasn't spoken to me yet. Okay? So there we have it. The action is not completed. Now, in the next time adverb that we are going to use is just. Just is another time adverb that we use with the present perfect. And we use just to mean a short time ago. Okay? Now, she got married. She has a husband too. The daughter got married, has a husband. They took a lot of photographs in the wedding, but her husband took the album of the photographs to show her friends in the office. Yes? So this is the husband. This is her husband. Now, this is the album of the photographs of their wedding. Okay? And she's looking for the album, yes, to show it to her friends. But the boy says, sorry. Jeff has just taken his wedding album to his office. Yes? So that means her husband has just taken the wedding album from his office. That means that he showed the photographs to his friends and he is returning the album back to the house. Because we say, Jeff has just taken the wedding album to from his office. Yes? Now this is an action that has a short period of time ago, that occurred a short period of time ago. So it says, I'm sorry. She called her husband to the office and the secretary answered the telephone. Sorry, I'm sorry. Jeff has just left. So she wanted to ask, to confirm Jeff that he won't forget to take the album back home. Yes, and the secretary, when she answers the telephone, she says, I'm sorry, ma'am, he has just left. ¿Sí? Lo siento, ya salió. Se acaba de ir. He has just left. Okay? And we are using this structure or these ideas to mean a short time ago. Okay? Take another screenshot for this, please. So we continue advancing.
Okay.
Good. So, do you want to take a break? 10 minutes break. ¿Quieres tomar un descanso de 10 minutos o le seguimos?
Sí, profe, ¿no? Sí,
¿Sí?
no, tantito. Y ahorita le
Órale,
seguimos.
pues.
Tantito, sí, ¿no?
¿Sí? Ok. ¿Cómo te has sentido hasta ahorita? Vamos a ver rápidamente. Vamos a tomarnos un descanso. Piénsalo y ahorita me dices, son las 11:01, de acuerdo con mi computadora. 11:01, nos vemos aquí 11:06. 11:06, son
Ok.
5 minutos. A las 11:11, 10 minutos.
Ok, profe.
¿Vale? Okay. So see you in 10 minutes. Continuing analyzing the recent past activities. Okay. So the next time adverbs that we are going to analyze is for and since. For, we use for referring to a period of time. And since, we use since when the action started, when there is a period of time when the action began. Okay. Now, for example, we use for to talk about the length of a time period. I can say, this guy is a chauffeur. He has been a chauffeur. Yes, he has been a chauffeur for 3 months. Yes, his boss bought this brand new Mercedes car. So, and he has driven the brand new car for 3 months. He has driven the car for 3 months. Now, this is for, okay? Now, we are referring the length, yes, the period of time. He says, I have driven this car for 6 months, okay? So we are using here the period of time, the length, okay? So we use, he got disconnected again. ¿Dónde andabas? No. No.
Con mi mamá.
Te dije que te estuve marcando y me mandó directo a los ojos.
¿Qué crees que me hizo la porquería?
Necesitaba que me trajeras cash.
Pues, ¿qué crees que me hizo la porquería? Le iba yo a marcar a mi mamá y se apagó. Se reinició 3 veces y luego me dijo que ya no tenía batería. Bueno.
Ready? Okay, Salvador?
Profe.
Yes? What happened?
Profe.
Yes, I
Está
can
en
hear you.
internet.
Oops. Well, let's continue. We're almost finishing. Yes? We just finished this part of the presentation, okay?
Profe.
Yes? Tell
Está
me.
en el internet.
Yes, I have noticed that you got disconnected. Okay. Hello. Salvatore. Hello. Oops. He's got serious problems.
Profe.
Yes.
Profe.
Lo
He tenido
escucho.
problemas con mi internet. A cada rato se me sale.
Okay.
Estoy dando cuenta que están arreglando acá afuera.
Bueno, vamos a hacer una cosa.
Cada rato.
Vamos a hacer
Dígame.
una cosa. Salvador, ¿me escuchas?
Sí, ahí.
Sí, ok. Bueno, vamos a hacer una cosa. Trata de completar las actividades que tienes basado en las notas de tus clases anteriores para presente perfecto. Y vas a contestar únicamente las actividades que corresponden al presente perfecto. ¿Sí? Vamos a ver, rápidamente te indico. Sí, porque como te están interrumpiendo constantemente, pues así no vamos a poder completar esto, ¿sale? Y continuamos la próxima clase, ¿vale?
Se me está yendo el internet acá ratito, profe. ¿Quién sabe qué esté fallando?
Bueno, entonces, hacemos las actividades que corresponden a presente perfecto,
Ajá.
¿sí? En la plataforma, y es la actividad de presente perfecto, adverbios de tiempo, ¿sale? Es la primera página.
Ok.
Sí, los primeros ejercicios, esta. Nada más esta, ¿sí?
Nada más lo de hasta el 1.
Sí, toda la parte, ¿sí? Hasta la 10, ¿sí? Hasta
Ok.
acá, todo, ¿sale?
Ok, profe. Ok.
Y te encargo, repasa tus notas, ¿sí? Te voy a subir la lista de verbos para que las estudies, ¿sí? Recuerda que la clave es que te memorices los verbos en presente, pasado y pasado participio. Estamos trabajando con los verbos en pasado participio,
Estos
regulares e
verbos.
irregulares. Entonces te voy a subir ahorita la lista de verbos para que la tengas, ¿sale? Si nos llegan a interrumpir, nada más, a ver, Salvador, ¿qué te pareció la clase? ¿Qué se te hizo difícil? ¿Qué te gustó? ¿Qué no te gustó?
No, ¿qué cree, profe? Que la verdad la clase me está pareciendo muy bien. La neta sí le estoy, pues sí le estoy entendiendo, la verdad. Pues sí, ya como me está explicando, la verdad está bien, me parece, o sea, se me hace la clase amena, o sea, se me hace buena, o sea, se me hace o sea, no se me hace así como que me aburra ni nada. O sea, como que está bien, o sea, está súper bien la clase. O sea, está bien, no está así tan, ¿cómo se dice? Pues sí tan cargada, pero tampoco está tan
¿Tediosa?
relajada, o sea, está
Ajá.
bien. O sea, me parece muy bien la clase así.
Ok. ¿Algo que quisieras que le cambiara en la clase?
No, le digo, ahorita todo va bien, le digo, nada más la cuestión es de que se me está yendo el internet y pues ahí es
Ujú.
donde sí como que me distraigo un poco porque por quererme estar conectando así, pues como que le pierdo así como que ya en esta última como que sí ya no supe ni qué onda, pero en las anteriores diapositivas sí le estaba entendiendo muy bien. Nada más que
Ok.
ahorita, pues sí, eso fue lo que, o sea, ahora sí que esa es culpa mía de que el internet pues está bien lento, quién sabe qué le esté pasando. Voy a
Ujú.
reportar ahorita, pero
Bueno, entonces lo dejamos hasta aquí
ok, profe.
y repasa todas tus notas, por favor, estudiate tus listas de verbos, te voy a subir las listas de verbos, van a ser 2 listas, una de verbos regulares y una de verbos irregulares, ¿sí?
Ok,
Eh, para que los estudies, por favor, para la próxima clase, repasa
ok,
bien tus notas, ¿sí? Para que ya vengas con filo, ¿no?
ok.
Para que le echemos ganas en esa parte
Sí,
y,
profe,
y le podamos avanzar,
téngalo por seguro que sí.
¿vale?
Ok, profe.
Bueno, entonces te voy a subir ahorita las listas de verbos. Nada más déjame, las encuentro y aquí están, ¿vale? Para que veas que te las voy a colocar ahorita, aquí dentro de la plataforma. List of verbs. Y va la primera. Para que esta es la lista de verbos irregulares. ¿Sale? Entonces, vamos a ver. Ahí está la lista de verbos irregulares, ¿sí? Y esta sería la de verbos regulares. Entonces vamos a ver. Ok.
¿Ya las publicó, profe?
Sí, pero espérame, porque falta que cierre yo guarde yo el archivo para que te aparezcan a ti, ¿sí?
No, ok, sí, porque no me aparecen los dos primeros.
Sí, espérame tantito, espérame. Regular verbs. Guardar. Ok, y guardar. Ahora sí, revisa que ya los tengas en plataforma, por favor.
Sí, me acaban de aparecer ya la de regulars y regulars.
Irregular.
Ujú.
¿Sale? Entonces, estudiatelos, por favor. Sí, esa es la tarea que vas a tener y recuerda, 15 minutos diarios, por favor, para que tengas una mejora muy marcada en tu nivel de aprendizaje, ¿vale?
Ok, profe, esas las puedo imprimir, ¿no? Para tenerlas para la clase, ¿no?
Sí, las puedes imprimir, sí, las puedes tener impresas, estudiatelos cada que tengas chance, ¿sí?
Ok.
Y yo creo que la próxima clase vamos a ver vamos a continuar con el tema Foreign Scenes, ¿sí? De todas maneras, revísalo
Ujú.
y completa los ejercicios de las actividades, ¿vale? De la lectura,
Ok.
¿vale?
Ok,
Bueno, pues
profe.
entonces nos veríamos la próxima sesión y y cualquier duda, pues por mensajito tienes mi número de WhatsApp, ¿sale? Cualquier cosa,
Ok,
me
sí, profe.
mandas un mensajito, ¿vale?
Ok, profe, le agradezco.
Bueno, pues esperemos que ya para la próxima sesión esté el internet más estable y ya no nos tenga con fallas por ahí.
Sí, profe, voy a pues, hacer todo lo posible para que así sea.
Sale pues. Pues
Ok,
que pases
profe.
excelente fin de semana, excelente inicio de semana, porque vamos prácticamente empezando.
Pues sí, profe. Así es esto. Ok,
¿Vale?
profe. Ok, muchas gracias.
Pues nos vemos, see
Buen
you.
día.
Bye.
Bye.